One slightly confusing aspect of WordPress is that you can create two different types of basic content, pages and posts. Here's the difference between pages and posts. Posts are published with timestamps. They're syndicated through RSS feeds, meaning people can subscribe to your posts via RSS. They typically include a comment section for discussion. They're listed in reverse chronological order on your blog. And perhaps most importantly, posts can be organized using categories and tags for better searchability and organization. Pages, on the other hand, are just that, static pages. They're not time-specific, not syndicated through RSS feeds, and they're not included in your blog feed. Pages are usually used for things like your About page or Contact page, pages that are evergreen, if you will. We'll start by creating a couple of sample pages and posts so you can see how they work. The page and post creation process is fairly simple, so we'll go through that pretty quickly. It is important to note here, though, that pages can either be saved as a draft or published to the live website, and that you can change the publish date to either backdate it or schedule it to publish in the future. You can also change the permalink and add a featured image to both pages and posts. Whether your featured image is displayed is determined by your theme and how it's set up. Once you've created a couple of pages, we now need to tell WordPress which page does what. Start by going to your settings and clicking Reading. This is where you can select which page you want to be your home page and which one you want to be your blog page. By default, Your Latest Posts is selected next to the Front Page Displays setting. This setting will essentially make your home page the place where your blog feed shows up. To change this, simply select Static Page and tell WordPress which page you want to be your home page and which one you want to be your blog page. If you don't want to set up a blog for your site, leave the Posts page setting blank and click Save. It's important to note that some themes have it set up to where their homepage is pre-built and customizable through either their theme settings or by adding widgets to special homepage widget areas. If this is the case, you'll want to make sure your Latest Posts is selected. This might not make sense to you now, but that's okay. It has to do with how some theme designers choose to set up their individual themes' template files, or the files that make up a WordPress site. We'll cover template files in a much later video, so don't worry about that for now. The last thing we'll do now that we have a couple of pages to work with is create a menu for our site. To do this, hover over Appearance and click Menus. From here, you'll simply click Create Menu and start adding pages, posts, categories, or custom links to your menu, and click Save. If you want a sub-menu, which is a menu nested within a menu item, all you have to do is click and drag the sub-menu items slightly to the right. You'll notice under Menu Settings, there's a thing called Theme Locations. These are the locations set up by your individual theme, and checking one of these boxes tells your theme to place this menu in that location. Most of the time, this will say primary, so it usually isn't too complicated. You will see themes that have a location for a secondary menu or footer menu, and you'll just have to play around with assigning menus to those locations to see where they show up. Every theme is different, but it usually doesn't take long to figure out where the menu locations are. Once you have a home and blog page selected and you have a menu set up, you're almost ready to start customizing those pages and the overall look of your site. But first, remember how we said that posts have categories and tags in order to make them more organized? Well, in the next video, we're going to go more in depth into how to understand and use WordPress categories, tags, and taxonomies in order to make your site more easily searchable by you, your users, and by search engines.